Welcome to Urban Legends Uncovered, your spine-tingling journey through the world of urban legends and spooky lore. Here's your host, paranormal expert, Mark Sellers.
Welcome to another spine-chilling episode of Urban Legends Uncovered. Today we delve into the haunting and eerie tale of the Curse of the Crying Boy, a painting that has captivated and terrified countless individuals worldwide. We'll explore the mysterious and unsettling occurrences linked to this artwork, created by the artist Giovanni Bragolin, and its strange connection to catastrophic events. Let's jump right into this bewitching tale. Giovanni Bragolin, the Italian painter widely attributed to the Crying Boy series, was known for his depiction of tearful children. These paintings, primarily mass-produced in the 1950s, featured broad-eyed young boys with tears running down their cheeks. While Bragolin's intention might have been to evoke empathy or pause for thought, the series took a sinister turn in the eyes of the public. To understand this legend, we need to touch on the painting's origins and its creator. Giovanni Bragolin, whose real name was Bruno Amadio, crafted these paintings in the post-war era. Different theories suggest he painted these sorrowful children as a reflection of the devastating impacts of war on youth. However, some stories allege a more macabre origin, rumors that these paintings were inspired by a specific child, an orphan who had fled, only to later perish in a fire that destroyed the orphanage he ended up in. This connection between fire and the boy's depicted sadness supposedly created the perfect breeding ground for what would become a legendary curse. Reports began surfacing in the 1980s, particularly in the United Kingdom, linking the Crying Boy painting to mysterious house fires. It seemed as though where the painting went, flames would follow, leaving destruction in their wake. One disturbing detail emerged as these cases were examined. While entire homes were reduced to ashes, the paintings themselves were found intact in the charred remains. This uncanny survival of the artwork fueled rumors and ignited fear among those who owned or sought to purchase copies of the painting. Skeptics might argue it was purely coincidence, but the sheer number of narratives was enough to root the story deeply in urban legend territory. I've spoken with several individuals who swear by the painting's cursed nature. One memorable account involves a family from Yorkshire who had the painting for several years without issue until a kitchen fire broke out unexpectedly. Upon inspection of the wreckage, while nearly all possessions were damaged beyond recognition, the Crying Boy painting remained unscathed. This pattern repeated in numerous testimonies, solidifying the chilling reputation of this artwork. Another significant case involved a firefighter in Essex, who reported encountering the painting time and time again amidst blaze debris, each time remaining perfectly intact, even under scenarios where this seemed implausible. This brings us to the cultural reactions and the superstitious beliefs the painting began to evoke. Media outlets in the 1980s played a substantial role in perpetuating the legend, often sensationalizing these stories and adding layers to the mythos. Tabloid newspapers ran stories about the curse of the Crying Boy, prompting many owners to get rid of their copies. It became such a phenomenon that some publications encouraged burning the paintings as a form of collective exorcism, hoping to quell fears and break the curse. Now let's examine the psychological underpinnings of such an urban legend. The power an image can hold over collective psyche is astonishing. Paintings, like any form of art, are meant to elicit a response: desolation and melancholy in the case of The Crying Boy. When fears and anxieties of everyday life are compounded with sensational media stories, it's not surprising that people began attributing real-world occurrences to perceived supernatural influences. In many ways, the story exemplifies how human belief systems can be influenced by fear of the unknown, combined with societal and cultural stimuli. Beyond The Crying Boy, art and artifacts throughout history have often been steeped in legends and mystique. Consider the infamous portrait of Henry VIII's wives hanging in Hampton Court Palace, or portraits supposedly causing their subjects to age prematurely. These stories exemplify art's ability to act as a vessel for invoking lore, sometimes by the artist's design and sometimes through the whims of society. These symbolic manifestations tap into our primal fears and the age-old intrigue with curses and unexplained events. As we ponder the curse of the Crying Boy, one must ask, is it truly a curse or simply a manifestation of collective fear and coincidence? On one side, The fervor and consistent anecdotal evidence might suggest there is something otherworldly at play. On the other, the lack of scientific proof perhaps demonstrates how human perceptions can be inexplicably powerful, shaping reality around belief. Even if the curse is nothing more than an elaborate coincidence, the legend continues to persist because it strikes at the heart of common fears about safety and misfortune. In conclusion, whether one believes in the supernatural or not, the story of the crying boy is a testament to how urban legends can influence culture and reinforce societal narratives. The painting's story is a reflection of deeper human emotions, our fears, our longing for explanations, and our attraction to the macabre. As listeners of this episode, you have been given insight into not only the tale itself, but how such stories shape our fears and beliefs. Thank you for joining me on this spooky yet fascinating journey through one of the most captivating urban legends of our time. We've come to the end of today's episode of Urban Legends Uncovered. We explored the intriguing legend of the Crying Boy painting, diving into its haunting history, eerie accounts, and the cultural impact it has had over the decades. We've analyzed how urban legends such as this captivate our imagination, challenging our perceptions of reality and safety. As you go about your day, perhaps you will question the subtle ways in which stories influence belief and vice versa. Whether you are a skeptic or a believer, remember that each story has a truth to those who believe it. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and keep questioning the world around you. Thank you for listening.
You've been listening to Urban Legends Uncovered. If you enjoyed this podcast, please click the subscribe button to get alerted when we drop a new episode. And make sure to visit us at www.urbanlegendsuncovered.com. We'll see you next time.